What's going on, everyone? Welcome to today's video. Today's Sunday stock talk, where we're going to be going over the key plays that I'm looking at this week, the key stocks that I'm watching, the levels I'm looking at, and yeah, just kind of giving you guys a little inside to what I do every Sunday night, just as I'm getting ready for the week. It's important to plan out your plays so you're not just going into the week blind, not knowing what it is you're actually watching. And you can have plays set up that you're ready to execute on. So let's dive into this. So first things first, let's take a look at the SPY. Obviously, we're watching this 3-year channel here, going to the upside, and we broke out with heavy selling pressure and a massive gap down out of that channel. And then last week, we came up and got rejected on the outside of that channel and then came down here, which is very common. So now, we got to see if this thing is if it's gonna continue on down, break some of these downward levels here, or downside levels, or, if we're gonna come up and continue to the upside. We have a small gap fill here, nothing crazy, just something to keep an eye on. If we open up going into that day around this level, or if we open up going into any day around this level, just gonna keep an eye on that. But yeah, let's dive into some stocks that I'm watching this week. So first thing I'm watching this week is Amazon. Amazon was getting interesting towards the end of the week. Obviously, it doesn't look great on the daily chart. If you go in on the hourly chart, we were in this channel here, and we're waiting for a break to the upside, so that way we could get into some calls and play this thing all the way up to 33.50, which is where I think it could go if we break out of this channel. So we're gonna have to see what this thing does at market open tomorrow to really get more of a plan put together on this. But I want to keep an eye on this stock. This level overall is key and should be a good break. So next thing I am watching is mRNA, one of my favorite stocks to trade. This thing on the daily looks really nice to the downside, actually. 350 was a really key level, and we played that break on Friday. So now we can just wait and see if we see continuation down. I'll really look to get in around 323.41 for puts. But if we get a bounce here, because as you can see, we did get some buying pressure towards the end of the day on Friday. If we do get a bounce and we break 350, that'll be a play. And then the big play is a break of 358.33 for this gap fill to the upside. So I still think this thing has room to kind of get back into the zone here. But if we do continue to break down, I want to be prepared to play it to the up, or prepared to play it to the downside. Next thing I'm watching is Microsoft. Not one I play a ton, but there's not a huge setup here. I mean, there is a gap fill right here, right? But, the main reason I'm watching this is because of how much buying power it had on Friday. So I want to see just where it opens up, and if it opens up into this gap, I'll look to play this gap fill here quickly. But I just want to watch it because there was a lot of buying pressure on Friday. So let's just see where this thing opens up, see if we can regain this 9 EMA and then fill this gap. And that could give us some nice plays to kind of play intraday, especially if it sets us up with some flag patterns and stuff. Next thing I'm watching is NFLX, which has absolutely been killing it since it broke out of our downward resistance here. And then it broke 600, flagged out right here, and then broke out of that flag and made a new all-time high at 619. This thing is super strong compared to a lot of the rest of the market. So just going into tomorrow and the rest of this week, gonna be watching that 619 break. If we get, the goal would be to form a level, form some form of pattern around that level, and then play for the break of that. So could be a really nice play. Next thing I'm watching is Roku. Roku, similar to Amazon, was in an aggressive downward channel here. We're bouncing around, making lower lows and lower highs, and it broke out and had a huge pop on Thursday, and then sold off Friday. Now I'm watching 315.87 or 316 area for break above that to enter calls, and I think we get a nice push up from there. It's really going to depend on the overall market direction, especially with this one. Another stock I'm watching this week is Tesla, like usual. So Tesla on the daily is starting to flag right here. It's getting really tight, a lot of wicks in there. And yeah, it looks like it's ready to give us another rally here in the next week. So as you can see, the big play is the break of 799 and 800. That's where I'm looking to get heavy and trade this thing to the upside. But there's some plays here to play in the meantime. We're in this flag here. We open up here on Friday. We're in this area. I look to play this thing to the upside, form some sort of pattern where we can hopefully get a flag breakout. And then the goal would be to, if we break out of this flag, to push up to somewhere around that 799, 800 area, but not break it, and then play it the next morning at market open, right? So, or even give us a swing opportunity. I know we don't swing much, or I don't swing much, but would be more than open if Tesla sets up a swing opportunity here to get that 800 break and get as much profit as we can out of it. But yeah, I think this is going to provide some nice plays to the upside. 780 will be a key break. And then from there, we just got to quickly break out of this flag and we could see some momentum. A lot of people are watching this, a lot of eyes on Tesla. People want to see that 800 break. So as long as the buying pressure steps in for this flag breakout, we should see no problem at all getting to that point. I mean, this thing's been holding up really nicely with the overall market kind of pulling back in some ways, which shows that it has strength. So if the market is strong this week, that should give it its extra strength to be able to break that level. And then the last and final thing I'm watching is UPST. This is one thing we've been watching, since back here, right? Like the beginning of this year, we were playing it, and then we really started watching it when it broke the all-time high here, and then it created this consolidation, then continued up, and it hasn't stopped since until recently. Now it's starting to form like a flag or a little channel here, and I'm just waiting to see how it reacts to this area. 310 tomorrow could be a good play, but yeah, I think with this stock now, it's important to realize that it is overextended. People are going to be looking for short entries on this and any excuse to pull it back down, which I totally get. If it's starting to dump, I will be playing it to the downside as well. But it definitely has more room if it wants to go. It's very heavily traded right now. So just keeping an eye on a few of these key levels. If we break out of this flag tomorrow, we get a break at 320. That'll be a good level to enter. And then 330, 340, and then all-time high. So we need market to be strong and push this thing out of this flag. And then that'll present us some trading opportunities on this as well. So that is all I am personally watching today, or for this week so far. Obviously, we'll be watching other plays as well, and we have our private group, 6th Floor Trading, where we post the daily watch list every single morning with every key level that I am looking to enter. And then we have people in the chat as well that call things out for swing traders and long-term investors. So we'll be in there calling things out live and keeping everyone in the loop, making sure everyone's making money. Last month was insane. Only called out 2 red trades last month, and we called out 2, 3, 4 trades a day, and only called out 2 red trades the entire month. So last month was really good. Win rate was high, and just really amped to go into this month. It's been choppy. It's been hard to trade these markets, and just excited to start this month off with it's just started off on a green note. It's always nice to start the month off green, and then from there it allows you to just like manage risk properly and take a little more. You're just able to start off on a confident note, which obviously helps with your trading and your mentality around it. So that is all I got today. Subscribe, turn post notifications on if you want to be notified every time I post videos. I post quite often trade recaps at night, and then I try to do these Sunday stock talks every single week. So I really enjoyed making these. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this. Hopefully we can make some money this week, and I will see you guys soon.